Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has gained national notoriety for her outspoken views. Controversial statements on everything from space lasers, starting fires in California, to being removed from committee assignments, to most recently saying there are only two genders, man and woman.
Now at 6, just 2 months into her term, the list of challengers for Greene's congressional seat in the 14th district is growing already. 2 have announced their candidacy, and the election is more than a year and a half away.
CBS 46 anchor Tracy Hutchins is live in the Digital Media Center. And Tracy, you could know who these opponents are.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about them. And Sean and Rick, I can tell you what, do not be surprised if this ends up being a very crowded field. By the time we get to the election, which will be in November of next year in 2022. So yes, it is early, but it proves that these candidates, they're willing to fight long and hard for this congressional seat.
In almost no other congressional race statewide do you have opposition candidates already announced.
I'm Holly McCormack, and I'm running for Congress.
I'm Marcus Flower.
A clear indication for our political analysts of just how hot the race for Georgia's 14th congressional district will be. 2 Democrats announcing their efforts to unseat Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Holly McCormack, a resident of Ringgold, tells me she got into the race for her children.
I wanted to make sure they had somebody in a position of influence with empathy.
McCormack says she is keenly aware that winning in a staunchly Republican district will be difficult.
They're going to see me as a person, as an American first, not as red or blue, because that's not how I act.
I have never run for political office before.
Marcus Flowers, an Army veteran, tells me he too was motivated to run to bring people together in the 14th district.
So I'm running to give people a choice this time, a choice between sanity and chaos.
And it is likely John Cowan, a Republican who dropped out of the race last year, will enter again for 2022. But political analyst Jake Evans says it won't be easy for any of them to unseat Marjorie Taylor Greene.
If you had a viable right-leaning, say, libertarian candidate, but even still, we're talking 50 points. I mean, that is a very, very wide gap. The highest likelihood that Marjorie Greene would not be reelected would be if she lost in the Republican primary.
And Jake Evans tells me that he expects that Marjorie Taylor Greene will continue to ride former President Trump's coattails because that is what resonates there in the 14th district. I did reach out to Representative Greene's camp. I have yet to hear back. Live in the Digital Media Center, Tracy Hutchins, CBS 40.